This evening, just minutes ago, President Trump signed an executive order to start the process to dismantle the Department of Education. The president says it's time to give the power back to the states.
But we're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs. And this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do.
Governor DeSantis was also in attendance there, and more changes are coming. Nearly 50% of the department's workforce will be put on leave in just 24 hours.
And political reporter Aaron Parsegian is tracking reaction to these developments, and he's live in Tampa for us tonight. And Aaron, some uncertainty as this unfolds.
Yeah, well, it's public school districts like Hillsborough County, one of the biggest in the entire nation, where there are some questions and some concerns about what this means long term for students. President Donald Trump taking steps to make good on a controversial promise to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education. New Secretary Linda McMahon and the White House vowing it won't impact services and benefits Americans rely on, like student loans, Pell grants, and Title I funding for low-income students.
This president is finally taking much needed action to return education to where it belongs, and that's to educators closest to students in their classrooms in their respective states.
A message supported by many Republicans in Florida and Congress, the body who would have the final say on whether the department they've criticized as failing and bloated is fully abolished.
They have failed at every single set mission, and so we have to do something different. Status quo is no longer working, and I'm just proud we have a leader like President Trump.
But others say already big staff cuts could hamper one of the main functions of the department: civil rights oversight and accountability.
The pressure that comes with those dollars will make even the most discriminatory person fix what they're doing.
Education law professor Renalia Dubose served 4 decades as a public school educator in Hillsborough, Orange, and Pasco counties.
But I welcomed that federal oversight because then they could say to that parent, okay, the school district has done this, and this.
According to online records, nearly 100 investigations into alleged violations in Florida K-12 schools were opened just last year. Dubose worries how vulnerable students will be impacted if oversight and funding is shifted to the state level.
We need to make sure that the dollars are not politicized, that they go to the children. And the question becomes, what happens when the state doesn't do what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, those are some of the questions that are going to be swirling tonight and over the next several weeks. There's also a bill in the U.S. House right now that would fully abolish the Education Department. We're live in Tampa tonight. Aaron Parsegian, 10 Tampa Bay.
And as Aaron mentioned there, a presidential executive order, just that alone is not enough to close the department, the government department. You'll need the backing of Congress. And later at 5:30, our Verify team shows you what steps would have to be taken on Capitol Hill.